Welcome back. I'm here with President Long, who's agreed to come into the studio for a brief interview on Baker and its financial status. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks, Jessi. It's good to be here.
I'm glad you are. I just was curious, how is the current financial status of Baker University in this economic turmoil?
Well, I think overall Baker's really strong. All of our trends are on the upswing. Fundraising is we had the best year we've ever had last year with fundraising. We had the best year we've ever had with enrollments last year. We have a lot of confidence in Baker, and we have a strong donor base. So, and we have a good endowment. For a school our size, we have a good endowment. Now, all of that, I say that, and then I'm guessing the real question is, why are we doing a budget adjustment in the middle of the year if we're all those indicators are strong? Well, they are strong, and so that's the good news. But we had the best year we've ever had with fundraising, and we had great enrollments, and so we set very aggressive goals. And then the economy hit, and so we're anticipating that probably our fundraising won't be as strong. And we didn't have as many full-time students on this campus and with our other campuses. So we're making a budget adjustment so that we're prepared for the future, not having to worry.
And how do you think that this budget cut will affect students and financial aid and things along that line?
Well, for financial aid, we're hoping that the budget cut has no impact. In fact, what I want for our students, really to say to them that if their families are experiencing some challenges right now, what I want them to do is go to financial aid. We're still being pretty fortunate in terms of seeing banks who are willing to do the loans for us. And many times when a financial situation changes for a family, a student becomes eligible for more aid than they would be before, and so we want them to go to financial aid. These budget cuts, we're working hard so that there's not an impact in the classroom or with services. So we're trying to make all the cuts that are transparent so the students really don't even notice, because we've promised a certain level of education for our students, and that's what we want to deliver.
I really appreciate that. So there's really not a lot of concern about students not being able to return because of this economic turmoil or anything like that.
Well, there's always a concern about that. I think in these times, I've been in education for a long time, and when these things happen, families get very concerned and wonder whether their students should come back. What we're saying, though, is before any decisions like that are made, please go to financial aid, please talk to us. We don't want economics to be the problem of a student not coming back to Baker.
I think that's a very good point, and I'd recommend that all students, if you have problems or your family situation changes, do go to the financial aid office. It's very helpful. The people there are wonderful. Will this affect any of your employees as far as cutting actual people, not as cutting classes? Because I noticed there was an email that some of the classes had been cut for spring semester. I didn't know if that had anything to do with the budget, but I was wondering if our faculty and staff will be affected.
Well, we've made the commitment at this point to try not to have any layoffs, but we've also said we're going to have a hiring freeze. And so if someone leaves, and that's mainly on the staff side, if someone leaves, then it does impact staff because you'll be doing extra work. And we have a wonderful staff here who are ready to, I think, do what needs to be done to get us through this time. In the classroom, I just was with the Faculty Senate a few minutes ago, right before I came here, and one of the things I said that I don't want decisions to be made that are going to impact students. So if there are classes that are canceled, and we have students that are getting ready to graduate and they need that class, we need to offer those classes. But if there are classes that can be delayed until the spring, or until the fall, then I think those are good to look at. If we had a faculty that left in the middle of the year, of course we'd replace that faculty. The hiring freeze doesn't apply because key faculty we have to keep. Again, we've made some commitments to our students, and I'm really, I want us to honor those.
I really appreciate you coming and telling us about these commitments that Baker University has made to our students. I think it's really important that we all know these. Just one last quick question. What is the hardest part of being president of Baker University and having to deal with all of these things?
Probably the hardest part is the 24/7 nature of the job. You're always on and you're always part of what's going on. But and there's so many constituents that you're trying to make sure that you see. But that's also the most fun part of the job, because if I ever have a down day, all I have to do is walk across this campus and look in the eyes of our students and see our students, and it's the best job that anyone could have. So it's a great place to be. I told the faculty and our administrative staff this morning that if I were going to have to go through budget, and I've done this before at other places I've been, this is where I want to be. We've got the best staff, the best faculty, best people to rally around to make sure our students aren't impacted. So,
thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Jessi.
And now we have Question of the Week. Question of the Week concerns the students and how our economic status is affecting them.
The economic crisis is not really affecting me personally. It's affecting my parents because they're paying for my schooling. But after I get out of school, then it'll affect me because I have to pay off my loans. So it's not really affecting me right now, personally.
It's not really affecting me at all right now. It's more affecting my parents, and I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to go here next year, but hopefully my parents can keep things going.
It doesn't affect me because I'm on scholarship, but to those who are not on scholarship, I know it greatly affects them because it's like $26,000, $27,000 to go here, and most people's parents don't have that kind of money, and my parents sure doesn't have it because I had to play sports to get here and be able to do what I had to do to further myself in life. So that's why I think it affects the economy.
Well, the economy crisis really doesn't affect me since since my school is being paid mostly through scholarship, but I understand that for people who were not as fortunate as me, that it's really bad, and for just people who maybe are not in college but are working and stuff, it's really bad, who has to take out loans.
Well, I didn't really like the raise in minimum wage because it made all the other prices go up too. So I think everyone got excited, oh, minimum wage went up, but the regular prices, your average stores, went up for regular items too. So that kind of made me a little angry. I actually hope the minimum wage goes down a little bit. That way prices everywhere else will jump back down. So I think that's how it kind of affected me a little bit negatively.
Thanks for that question of the week. And now we'll be back with more Orangeline after this.